Greetings, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. And welcome to our channel Nagin Best Digital Learning. Now we will start a new chapter from the book of Hornbill, and the chapter's name is Silk Road. Okay, what is the chapter's name? Silk Road. And who has written it? It is written by Nick Middleton. Okay, it is written by whom, children? It is written by Nick Middleton. Okay, now I'll show you the picture of Nick Middleton and we'll discuss something about the author, and then of that little bit of summary of the chapter. Now children, this is Nick Middleton. Okay, and I always told you that we talk about the writer because it is important to relate with the chapter, what he thinks about and then about what he thinks, what he did in life. It is all reflected in this story. Now let us move on. Now children, you've already seen the picture of Nick Middleton, and now I am going to talk about a little about the author. Nick Middleton is a British physical geographer and supernumerary fellow of St. Anne College, Oxford. He specialized in desertification. Nick Middleton was born in London, England. As a geographer, he has traveled to more than 50 countries. And children, see, he was born in 1960 in London, United Kingdoms. Okay, children? You got it? So who was he? He was a physical geographer. Now you can understand that we will do something with the maybe mountains, right? That is why it says Silk Road. Now let us go about with the summary of the Silk Road. Silk Road summary is about author's journey, which starts from the slope of Ravu to Mount Kailash. Okay? See, I told you, right? It is always related to the author's life, or what he has, or what he thinks about, what is the importance. This was to complete Kora. Now Kora is like a pilgrim expeditions, right? Like we go to Mecca, Medina. Muslims, they go to Mecca and Medina, and other Hindus, they go to Amarnath, right? So similarly, there is Kora in Tibetan, right? Thus, it gives an account of the journey they experience. Moreover, the main aim of the journey was most of the time. What was it important about? Religious things. We see that the author wishes to complete the journey to Mount Kailash. Thus, in order to embark on this pilgrim journey, he chooses a tough one. Further, the author hires Satan. And how do we pronounce it? Satan, not Satan. Okay, it is Satan. T is silent, children, out here. And takes along Daniel as an acquaintance to chaperone him to Dachin. Consequently, we learn about his journey and his experience through the Silk Road. He mentions how the people in hilly areas are rather sensitive. The author goes on to witness the beauty of Lake Mansarovar and Dachin. Moreover, he faces a lot of difficulties, but is able to complete his pilgrimage due to his undeterred faith. Okay, due to his a lot of faith. Okay, he completes it pilgrim. Now, can we start the chapter? Now, open your books. Okay, your Hornbill books. Now, let us move on to the chapter Silk Route. Silk Road by Nick Middleton. A flawless half moon floated in a perfect blue sky. On the morning, we said our goodbyes. Now, the writer is saying a flawless. He says a flawless means without defect, perfect. Half moon floated. Half moon, we have crescent moon, gibbous moon, and there is half moon. That means this way, right? There was a half moon floated in the perfect blue sky on the morning, one morning, when they all said goodbye. Okay, they are saying goodbyes. Okay, who? The writer. And then it says, extended banks of clouds like long French, right? Loaves glowed pink as the sun emerged to splash the distant mountain tops with a rose tint blush. Rose tint blush means pink. Pink. Okay, what does it say? Pink. Right? Now it is talking about extended blank of cloud. वो sky की बात कर रहा है. Like long French loaves, loaf of bread. ठीक है, glowed pink as the sun emerged to splash the distant mountain tops with the rose tint blush. Now I will show you bread. Right? The bread is cut into half, but some breads are not cut into half, but it is talking about the sky, like it was in a like a loaf of bread. Okay, now wait children. Now children, can you see this? Now it is talking about the sky was not in this way, but in this shape, right? It was like a complete loaf of bread. Okay children, okay, not in parts, but it was fully. So when it says when we were departing, who we? When the writer was departing, a perfect half moon was shining in the clear sky. Color of the sky appeared blue. The clouds were in the shape of large French loaves. Now this is a French loaves, children. Can you see it? Can you see this? This is a French loaves, right? When the sun rose in the sky, the clouds appeared pink. The rays of the suns were falling on the mountains, and the mountains appeared pink color shade. Now can you see? It is talking about French loaves. Okay. Now let us move to the chapter. And then it goes on to say, children, we are from here. Now that we are leaving Ravu, okay, Lamo said she wanted to give me a farewell present. One evening, I had told her through Daniel that I was heading towards Mount Kailash to complete Korah, and she had said that I ought to get some warmer clothes. Now what happened? The writer says that now that we were living in Ravu, okay, we were living in a place called Ravu. Who says that? Writer. Our host Lamo, okay, said she wanted to give me a farewell present. Farewell, when a person is going, you usually give a farewell present. One evening, I had told her through Daniel. That means he had told her through Daniel. So Daniel conveyed the message that the writer, was heading. He was moving towards Mount Kailash to complete Korah, a pilgrim. It is in Tibetan, right? A pilgrimage, right? And she had said that I ought to get some warmer clothes. Now who she? Lamo told that they must need a warmer clothes. After duckling back, duckling का मतलब क्या होता है children? Going back and then coming again into her tent, she emerged carrying one of the long sleeved sheepskin coats that all the men wore. Satan sized me up as we clambered into the car. Now Satan sized me up means looked carefully. किसकी तरफ देखा? लामों की तरह. Clambered into the car. जब हम कार के अंदर प्रॉपरली घुस रहे थे तब क्या देखा? लामों ने देखा. लामों ने अपना वो लॉन्ग स्लीव कोट दिखाया. Yes, he declared. Dogba, sir. Then क्या हुआ? Lamo went back into her tent. She had to bend because the door was of lesser height. She brought a sheepskin coat for the writer. This coat had long sleeve. All men of this area wore similar type of coat. Now, Satan, he looked carefully at me while we were getting into the car with some difficulty. That is why it says clambered. Clambered means walked into the car in very difficult way. Right? Now, he told me that I was looking like a shepherd. Now, yes, he declared. Dorpa, sir. Dorpa are the shepherds, right? Who are they? They are children. They are shepherd, right? Then let us move on to the next paragraph. We took a shortcut to get off to the Shangten. What is Shangten? Shangten is a part of Tibetan plateau. Now, what is a plateau? Can I show you? It is like this, and now you know that it is Tibet is a plateau. So they took a shortcut from a Tibetan plateau, right? A part of a Tibetan plateau. Satan knew a route. Now he knew a way that would take us southwest almost directly towards Mount Kailash. It involved crossing several fairly high mountains passes, he said. But no problem, sir, he assured us. If there is no snow, what was the likelihood of that, I asked. Not knowing, sir, until we get there. Ab kya hua? They took a shortcut from Changtan. Changtan is a plateau. Okay, is a small part of planet. Now Satan knew a route. Now Satan को वहाँ का route पता था. That would take us southwest, almost directly towards Mount Kailash. Now they were going to Mount Kailash. It involved crossing several fairly high mountain passes, he said. Now they had to cross passes. Now children, look at this. What is a pass? There is this mountain. Now there's a way. Okay, so this is what? Passes. These are passes. Okay, children? Now, it involved crossing several fairly high mountain passes, he said. But no problem, sir, he assured us. बोले वहाँ पर जाने में कोई problem नहीं होगी. If there is no snow. उसने बोला but हाँ एक problem हो सकती है अगर वहाँ पर snow ना हुई तो तब कोई problem नहीं है. What was likelihood of that, I asked. अब फिर राइटर पूछता है what is the guarantee कि अभी तक स्नो होगी कि नहीं होगी. क्या गारंटी है? Not knowing, sir. उसने बोला मुझे नहीं पता सर until we get there. ठीक है, जब तक हम वहाँ जाएंगे नहीं तो हमें उस बारे में कुछ नहीं पता होगा. किसके बारे में? Is there snow or no? Not. From the gently rolling hills of Ravu, the shortcut took us across the vast open plains with nothing in them except a few gazelles. Now gazelles, they are African Asian mammals with large eyes that moves quickly and hoofs. Hoofs means आवाज करना. So they are animals, right? So वो क्या बोल रहा है? जो राइटर बोल रहा है जब हम ऐसे माउंटेन से अब हम क्या आने लग गए? नीचे स्लोप्स की तरफ आने लग गए. ठीक है, ये थोड़े से ऐसे कर्व्स की तरफ आने लगे तो हमें कौन दिखा? हमें gazelles दिखे. Now gazelles are who? They are who are gazelles, children? They are mammals, right? Which have large eyes and that moves quickly. And hooves. Hooves means they make a lot of noise. Now I'll show you the picture of gazelles. Now children, see, they are gazelles. Okay, see, they are mammals which have large eyes. So they have very large eyes, right? That moves quickly and hooves that make a lot of noise. So these are gazelles. Now coming back to the chapter. This is the Mount Kailash, sketch of Mount Kailash. Gazelles that would look up from the nibbling the arid pasture and frown before bounding away into the void. Now what is it is saying, right? It is saying that the hooves, the gazelles, वो बोलता है कि from the gradual sloping hills of Ravu we reach huge open plain area between the mountain. Only some gazelles were grazing there. कुछ gazelles क्या कर रहे थे वहां पर, खाना खा रहे थे, graze कर रहे थे. Then it says the gazelles, they looked up from their nibbling. Nibbling means to take a little bite, है ना. The arid, very little rain, और जहाँ पर very little और no rain होती, pastures are greenery, ठीक है. And frown मतलब गुस्से से देखना. Before bounding away into the void, open space, they would slightly distort their faces, ठीक है, वो anger faces बनाते before running into the open spaces. Void means in an open space. Okay, तब समझ में आ गया वो क्या कर रहे थे. Further on, where the plains become more stony than grassy. अब देखो चिल्ड्रन, कहाँ से गए थे वो, माउंटेन्स से गए थे, फिर वो प्लेन्स में आए. अब यहाँ पर तो बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रासेस थी, अब ग्रासेस की जगह क्या हो गए, स्टोन्स हो गए, ठीक है. अ लॉट ऑफ स्टोन्स वर देयर. अ ग्रेट हर्ड ऑफ वाइल्ड एस केम इनटू द व्यू. अब दूसरा जानवर कौन सा आया, ग्रेट वाइल्ड एस केम इनटू द व्यू. Satan told us we were approaching them long before they appeared. और Satan ने उनको पहले बता दिया था कि कौन आ रहा है, wild ass होगी. Kyang, he said, pointing towards a far off pall of dust. ठीक है, और वो दूर से दिखाता है कि वहां पर क्या है, wild ass है, ठीक है. When we drew near, I could see the herd galloping in masse. ठीक है, who could see in masse, wheeling and turning in tight formation as if they were practicing maneuvers on some predetermined courses. Now वो बोलता है, सेटन क्या बताते हैं, दूर से ही बहुत पहले ही बता देता है कि कौन आ रहे थे, क्यांग आ रहे थे. क्यांग आर wild asses. I'll show you the picture now. Now children, Kyang looks like this, ठीक है. So when we drew near, I could see the herd galloping en masse. ठीक है, en masse means together. अब ये क्या कर रहे थे, सबके सब जो वो आ रहे थे, galloping मतलब running, ठीक है, towards wheeling and turning in tight formation, right. तो अब की this wild asses are called Kyang. When we came near the plain area, we means the writer, they saw a herd of wild asses that was running together. All the animals were moving close to each other. ठीक है, ये सारे animals क्या कर रहे थे, each other. It looked like as if a group was doing an exercise in a predetermined manner. Because of running of animals, a cloud of dust was generated in the sky. तो जब ये भाग के आ रहे थे, ऐसा लग रहा था बहुत ज़्यादा लोग क्या, बहुत ज़्यादा ये वाइल्ड एसेस क्या कर रहे थे, एक्सरसाइजेस कर रहे थे, राइट. सी, तो क्या हो रहा था जब ये भाग के आ रहे थे तो a lot of dust was rising. देखो यहाँ से डस्ट राइज कर रहा है ना. So this is what it is, the writer is saying that when they came, it was assumed that a lot of cloud of dust was generated. ठीक है, ये ऐसे लग रहा था they were doing some exercises. Okay, this is a trail. तो imagine these animals, wild asses were coming like this. तो यहाँ से क्या कर रहे थे, a lot of dust was, a cloud of dust was rising. Okay children, देखो यहाँ पर वो क्या बोलते हैं, a lot of dust was rising, है ना. I could see the herd galloping en masses. En masses means together, ठीक है. Wheeling and turning in tight formation, एक साथ ऐसे जा रहे थे, as if they were practicing maneuvers, military exercises. ऐसे लग रहा था वो टाइट करके एक दूसरे को साथ चल के ऐसे आ रहे थे जैसे कि वो कोई एक्सरसाइज कर रहे थे. और some predetermined causes, plumes of dust. Plumes means trails of dust billowed into the crisp. Billowed means appeared into the crisp clean air. और जैसे जैसे वो चल के आ रहे थे ऐसा लग रहा था बहुत ज़्यादा धूल है. ठीक है ना. देखो अभी क्या हुआ, पहले हिल्स था, फिर प्लेन्स आया, फिर ग्रासी प्लेन्स आए, फिर स्टोन्स आए और अब हिल्स अगेन. As hills started to push up once more from the rocky wilderness. Now, what is wilderness, children? What is wilderness? It is wasteland. ठीक है, wasteland. We pass solitary drogbas tending their flocks. Now, solitary, alone. अब जैसे जैसे hills आना शुरू हो गए, तो who were they passing? Drogbas. Drogbas were shepherds with their flocks, means with their herds. Sometimes men, sometimes women. These well-wrapped figures would pause and stare at a car, occasionally waving. Now, occasionally waving as we पास. तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि ये ड्रोगबास थे, शेपर्ड्स थे. जैसे ही हमने हिली एरियाज क्रॉस किया वैसे ये ड्रोगबास आए और ये क्या कर रहे थे, कभी कभी हमको स्टेयर कर रहे थे, घूर रहे थे, राइट. एंड दे वर दे हैड what do you call it, well wrapped थे क्योंकि वहाँ ठंडी थी, right. And they were occasionally waving at them, saying bye to them. When the track took us close to their animals, the sheep would take evasive action, veering away from the speeding vehicle. Now it is saying when the track took us close to their animals. जैसे जैसे वो जो ट्रैक था ना, जैसे वो पाथ था, ठीक है, जैसे वो रोड थी, उन जानवरों के पास आए, शीप्स के पास आए. The sheep would take evasive means try to avoid actions. Veering means change direction away from the speeding car. जैसे वो हमारी गाड़ी के आगे आ रहे थे, वो क्या करते, एकदम से स्लिप हो रहे थे, ठीक है, और स्लिप होके गाड़ी से टकराने से पहले वो क्या कर रहे थे, अपनी डायरेक्शन चेंज कर रहे थे. कौन? जो कि शेपर्ड्स के साथ इतने सारे क्या बोल सकते हैं उनको, एनिमल्स थे, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, वी पास नोमैड्स डार्क टेंट्स pitched in splendid isolation. Nomads कौन होते हैं? Nomads are people, students who move from one place to another. And pitched in splendid means amazing, isolation means alone, right. Usually with a huge black dog, a Tibetan mastiff, standing guard. अब उनका एक वो था, गार्ड था, और उस गार्ड का नाम वो डॉग्स थे, और they were Tibetan mastiff standing guard, ठीक है. And now I'll show you the picture of Tibetan mastiff. See children, this is the picture of Tibetan mastiff. They are huge dogs. See, okay children, they are huge dogs, okay, right. Standing guard, and these Tibetan mastiffs were guarding their house. These beasts would cock their great big heads when they became aware of our approach and fix us in their sight. अब वो कॉक करना मतलब अपनी गर्दन टेढ़ी कर रहे थे. जैसे ये लोग क्या कर रहे थे, उनके पास आ रहे थे, किसके, टिबेटन मैस्टिफ्स के पास, तो उनकी गर्दन थोड़ी टिल्ट हो रही थी. when they became aware of our approach and fix us in their sights, और वो देखे जा रहे थे ये लोग कौन है. as we continue to draw closer, जैसे जैसे हम कितने उनके टिबेटन मैस्टिफ्स के पास आए, they would explode into action. explode एकदम से, right, explode into action, speeding directly towards us. और वो कैसे आते, वो directly towards us आते, right, भाग भाग के, like a bullet from a gun and nearly as fast. और कैसे तरीके से आते, जैसे कि किसी गन से बुलेट निकली हो, वो ऐसे थे. the shaggy monsters, shaggy bushy, मैंने दिखाया ना उनका hair, blacker than the darkest night, and they were blacker. usually wore black red collars, that mean that गले का बैंड होता है ना उनका, and barked furiously, angrily, ठीक है, with massive huge jaws, ठीक है. now they barked. they were completely fearless of our vehicle. अब वो बोलते हैं they are completely fearless of our vehicle, वो डरे नहीं हमारे. shooting straight into our path, causing Satan to break and swerve, okay, change the direction. Swerve means to change the direction. ठीक है, और ये जो एनिमल्स थे ये भाग के आके टकराने वाले थे, राइट, हमारी किससे, गाड़ी से. तब तक सेटन ने क्या करा, अपना डायरेक्शन चेंज कर दिया, बिकॉज दे वर सच ह्यूज एनिमल्स. राइट, नाउ नेक्स्ट. The dog would make a chase for 100 meters or so before easing off, having seen us off the property. अब वो बोल रहे हैं जो ये डॉग थे would make chase, हमको हमारे पीछे भागते, हमको चेस करते for 100 meters for becoming easy. Becoming easy off means to stop following us. ठीक है, हैविंग सीन अस ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी, जब हम उनकी प्रॉपर्टी से दूर चले गए. इट वॉजंट डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड वाई ferocious Tibetan Mastiff became popular in China's imperial courts as hunting dogs. और वो बोलते हैं कि it is now we understood. वो बोल रहा, राइटर बोल रहा कि हम समझ गए थे why these dogs were popular among rulers of China. ठीक है, Chinese rulers used to use these dogs during hunting. ठीक है, brought along the Silk Road in ancient times as tribute from Tibet. Now they used to be brought to China from Tibet through the Silk Road. Now Silk Road refers to route that was famous and popular path to trade between China and especially European countries or other countries. Okay, by now we could see snow-capped mountains. अब वो और हिल की तरफ चल रहे थे तो they could see what, snow-capped mountains, right, gathering on the horizon. Now what is a horizon? See, this is the land and here we could say water and here is the sun. So this part, children, is the horizon, right? This is the horizon. Okay, are you clear? We entered a valley where the river was wide and mostly clogged with ice. Clogged with ice, filled with ice. Here is the word. ठीक है, clogged means filled. Right? It was filled with ice. Right? Brilliant, white and glinting in the sunshine. Glinting? It is actually sparkling. Right? Or twinkling with sunshine. The trail hugged its bank, right? The trail hugged its bank, twisting with the meanders, and we gradually gained height, and the valley slides closed in. अब वो क्या बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा है, that our path was very close to the river bank, है ना. The trail hugged its bank मतलब, and the river की हमारा जो path था, it is near to the river bank. ठीक है, the next the trail hugged its bank, twisting with the meanders. Meanders मतलब ऐसे करना. Oops, sorry children, it is like this, meandering of rivers, right? चलती है ना ऐसे river. ठीक है, then the river and the path had many curves. Gradually we were moving to the higher region. We gained height. ठीक है, and then it says sides of the valley were now closer to us. Now they're moving to valleys, meaning that on the either side of the path we had mountains. Okay children, now please like, share and comment on my video. Thank you children, thank you very much.